Ah, you're back. I only stock the best. Precious wares, are they not?
Yes, by all means, let us partake in the art of
Are you certain you want to dismiss?
your loss.
What took you so long?
You're not quite certain you'll ever sleep soundly with Sabine in any sort of proximity.
A moment's pause. I had thought us too wicked.
As you near the figure clad in old blackened armor, Sabine takes your hand and gives it a squeeze.
I've a feeling yonder creepy crawly is the lone wolf I've been looking for. You wouldn't mind if I asked him a few pertinent questions? I'll do my very...
Sabine addresses the solitary figure. You hear but whispers and hisses in return. Just when you think a fight is about to break out, Sabile's words seem to sway him into submission. He speaks, uncomfortably. She listens, her face hard and pale. His name, you overhear her insist. Roost, he croaks. And with that, the interview's over.
Come, let's go. I have what I came for. found out who abducted me, who delivered me to the Master. I'm going to find the man who did that, and we're going to get mightily reacquainted. Your eyes brim with inquiry, so ask.
Are you certain you want to dismiss your companion?
If we have different paths...
Feel so good.
back. Looking to add some weight to your rucksack? Ah, you're back. Looking to add some weight to your rucksack?
The air out here's a damn sight better than in Fort Joy, eh?
Ifan nods.
The air out here's a damn sight better than in Fort Joy, eh? I've still got a contract to fulfill. But after that, getting the hell off this island sounds good.
Ifan looks at you askance, then doubles up, laughing. He wipes tears from his eyes and stutters to speak, but he can't stop laughing enough to do so.
Oh, she was a fine one. You see there, she writes like a cottage innocent, but the truth is, it was she who stole everything from the chems. And she wrote that whole book to cover her tracks, so nobody would look for the missing gold anywhere near her. She never even met Roost, though she paints quite an accurate picture of his, bedroom antics.
And with that, he's laughing uncontrollably again, waving you away with both hands.
Lonely? I wouldn't think so. I went from life in the regiment, to life in the pack, to life on the road with you. I haven't had time.
He pauses, reddening slightly as he looks at you curiously.
Unless, wait. What did you mean exactly?
Ifan blushes fiercely and looks at the distant horizon, scuffing his boot awkwardly on the ground.
Let's talk about that another time. A time that's not, now. You know, later.
As he turns away in an uncharacteristically clumsy manner, you see that his eyes are bright, and the hint of a smile hides within his beard.
The air out here's a damn sight.
Ifan tips his finger.
I must say, I was hoping to enjoy a smug advantage over everyone else. Lacking skin may make me a target for mortals, but I am mercifully immune to mosquitoes. However, they are infuriating when they get in one's skull. I can barely hear myself think. Given enough time, I could walk from this island to the shore, but time is in short supply. I must procure a quick way off this island, and that means procuring a ship. Something which seems unlikely in the depths of this swamp. Perhaps we should explore the coast. I fell victim to the enemy of all great minds. Fear. Fear of the unknown. Fear of change. These are the things that poison civilizations. I was on the cusp of a glorious breakthrough, but my king's fear held me back. Do you know, I never thought to ask. Between him purging me and casting me into a traitor's tomb, what a foolish oversight! If only I'd had your prescience and curiosity, I could have saved myself centuries of pondering that very question. Well, certainly he was not pleased with my insistence that we investigate. but the king's word is law. Was law. But the reason I was purged was slightly less intellectual. After the king refused to let me investigate the Veil, I brought the issue up with others, the Seven Lords. Beneath the king in authority, but far above me. I brought them my research. I showed them everything. I had hoped they would help me convince the king of his error, but before they or I could act, I was arrested and, well, my sentence was carried out. He ceased to be my king the moment he turned on me. I did nothing wrong. All I wanted was to further the knowledge of the Eternals. Who knows? Had I been allowed to continue my studies, perhaps I could have warded off whatever catastrophe befell them. I discovered a veil hanging across the universe. A barrier of pure source. It was amazing. The kind of discovery on which a civilization turns. Who knows what secrets may have been hidden behind that curtain? But my king forbade me from further investigation. Do you know, I never thought to ask. Between him purging me and what a foolish oversight. If only I'd had your prescience and curiosity, I could have saved myself centuries of pondering that very question. I mean, yes, I suppose you could have drained the power from it, but that would have weakened it significantly. It would be quite irresponsible. After all, the power of the thing is not the point. It hid something. Who knows what that might have been? The secrets to the universe could have lain behind that curtain. But I was not given the chance to find out. Now, I fear I never will.
The skeleton stands quietly for a moment.
I'm not sure. Centuries in a tomb can warp one's memory. I remember the big things, of course. My library, my home, my king, my family. But the rest, it's all covered in a fog. And the more I see of this world, the thicker that fog seems to get. I was a scholar, researching the secrets of the universe. Had I been allowed to proceed, my people could have ascended to godhood as one. An entire race of deities. With a perfect understanding of the universe, it would have solved all of our problems. Once I would have boasted that it was the best form of government. Indeed, it was the only form of government we knew. Living forever under the rule of a wise king is one thing. But if that king should turn into a despot... If he should reject philosophy and the natural arts for the sake of power, well, I cannot imagine a worse torture. Indeed, you cannot. Nothing in this world compares to it. We crafted our homes from stone and crystal, using the power of the universe itself to keep them in place. Your people, on the other hand, seem quite content to sit about in smoky hovels, held together by straw and filth. It's a mercy I don't have a nose. I cannot imagine how you stand it. They came rather low in my life, alas. My wife and daughter always had to compete with my work for my attention, and my work was always stiff competition. They were often neglected. I wonder how many more years they spent neglected before, well, before whatever happened, happened. I must say, I was hoping to enjoy a smug advantage over lacking skin may make me a however, they are infuriating when they get in one's skull. I can barely hear myself think.
Yes. Is it an audience? Nothing's changed but for our surroundings. We're still on an island, in dire need of making for the mainland. Perhaps we simply ought to hug the coast in search of a ship. Of course, I'd much appreciate it if we managed to find Bahara first. Oh, don't tell me you've never heard the stories. The tale of my birth has been a bedtime staple for years. A dinner party favorite. Cute. Very well then, listen close. One day a red sun rose, turning the desert sands into a blood-colored sea. When my mother, roused from dreams, beheld this crimson dawn, she knew the time had come and promptly gave birth to me. The sun rose to its zenith, but there settled, refused to descend towards the beckoning dusk. Instead, she hung there for 7 days and 7 bright, starless nights, so enamoured was she with her little red prince. Indeed, I've been a married man since the day I was born, for they call me the spouse of the sun. She who is all life and beauty, she whose colour I wear not in cloth, but in skin. Isn't it just? A beautiful, beautiful story.
He laughs wryly, baring rows of shark-like teeth.
There are those who believe that little legend, you know. I'm not one of them. To tell you the truth, I've no idea why I'm red, but I do fancy I was rather lucky to be born a prince. My heritage made people celebrate my uniqueness. Had I been common-born, they might have just drowned me in a well. Why, thank you. You'll find I don't live up to expectations with remarkable frequency. Case in point is that I have a high opinion of myself because of my unparalleled skills and intellect, not because of the bed I was born in. Though I won't go so far as to deny absolute wealth has its perks. Absolute power, for instance. No wonder I seek my way back to the throne. Yes, by all means, let us partake in the more glorious than you could ever imagine. More glorious? Ask me again once we escape, and I'll tell you tales that will last us 1,000 nights.
The serenity in the eyes of the granite statue seemed to infuse the air around the shrine. This place feels like a refuge from all harm, a place where fortune favors. For the first time in what feels like forever, you feel safe. You know this is the statue's gift. You know the feeling will not last, but you are grateful nonetheless. You feel the statue smile. You feel it embrace you. You fall into the most comfortable.
I must say, lacking. However, they are infuriating when they get in one.
The air out here's I've still got a contract to fulfill.
Ifan looks. He wipes. And with that, he's laughing uncontrollably.
Lonely.
He pauses.
Unless, wait. What?
Ifan
Let's talk about that another time. A time that's not,
as he turns away in an uncharacteristic.
I must say, lacking skill. However, they are infuriating when they get in one skull. Given enough, I must something which seems unlikely. I fell fear of the. I was on the cusp of a glorious break. I discovered it was. Who knows what secrets may have been hidden? Do you know? I never thought. What a foolish oversight! If only I'd had your prescience and curiosity. Well, certainly he was not pleased with my insistence that we was Lord. But the reason after the king refused 7 lords, I had hoped they would. Well, my sentence was carried out. I mean, yes. After all, the secret now. I fear he ceased to be my king the moment he turned on me. I did nothing wrong. All I wanted was to further the. Who knows? Had I been allowed to continue my studies, perhaps.
The skeletons.
I'm not sure. I remember the big things, but the rest? Once I would have boasted that it was the best form of government. Living forever under the rule of a wise king is one thing. But if that king should turn into a despot, if he should reject philosophy and the natural arts for the sake of power, well, I cannot imagine a worse torture. Had I been allowed to proceed, an entire race of deity, it would have solved all of our problems. Indeed you cannot. We crafted our homes from stone and crystal, using the power of the universe itself. Your people, on the other hand, seem quite content to sit about in smoky hovels, held together by straw and filth. It's a mercy I don't have enough. They came rather low in my life, alas. My wife and daughter always had to compete with my work for my attention, and my work was always stiff competition. They were often neglected. I wonder how many more years they spent neglected before, well, before whatever happened, happened.
Quite right. Do see. Nothing's changed. Perhaps we simply ought. Of course, I'd much appreciate it. Oh, don't tell me you've never heard the stories. The tale of my birth. Cute. Very well, then. One day, the sun, indeed. Isn't it just? A beautiful...
He laughs wryly, bearing...
There are those who believe that little legend, you know. To tell you the truth, I've no idea why I'm red, but I do fancy I was rather lucky to be born a prince. My heritage made people celebrate my uniqueness. Had I been common-born, they might have just drowned me in a well. Why, thank you. You'll find I don't live up to expectations. Case in point is that I have a high opinion of myself because of my... Though I won't go so far as to deny absolute wealth has its perks. No wonder I seek my way back to the throne. More glorious. Ask me again once we escape, and I'll tell you...
can almost see you. I can almost make you out.
Did you hear something?
More dead magisters.
Come on, damn it, come on.
Master! Master, wake up! Master, wake up! Bones! Attack Bones! Then Sorcerer! Flash! She ran! Bones gone! Master, sleep! Wake up! He might!
Come on, damn it, come on.
What's dead? Ever? Ever?
The dog is blinded by its muzzle, but it turns its face toward you, waiting for your answer. As she considers your statement, her nostrils start to twitch. She lifts her head and takes a long drag of the air around her.
Sorcerer! You! Master! Master! Wake up! Never ever, never ever! No! Go! Please, Master! Dead! Sleep! Wake up! Never, never ever, never ever! Dead is sleep forever!
The dog's tail starts to...
Master! Why? Yes! Sorcerers! Bad! Love! Master!
As you approach the woman, Thane gasps. You turn and see that he's fixated on her.
It's her! The wrinkled human that stole my mask! Please, I must speak with her.
The woman traces glyphs in the air, and you cringe, expecting a barrage of ice and fire. Instead, a bit of smoke sputters forth. She cries to the skies in frustration in a recognizable rail-thin rasp.
My lord, I've loved you. I've obeyed you. What's my sin?
She sees Fane approach and punches her fist in his direction. Her face flushes red. It's her, the one that destroyed her eyes flare with recognition. She demands to know who Fane is, what he is. No one should be able to craft something like his mask. Fane dances around her question and reverses it. Who is she? Who is this lord of hers? She does not seem eager to answer. The witch opens her mouth to speak, but something happens. Her face droops and her eyes turn black.
Fane, the traitor shall be destroyed.
Her eyes clear, and she turns her head to the heavens once more.
I offer this sacrifice to you. Return me to your side. Make me whole. Come between us again.
Majesty's the only one looking for me. But who is it? And why?
I must say, however, they are infuriating when they get in one's skull. I can barely hear myself think.
My false faces. Not as fair as my true visage, but better than being seen as a monster.
Changed. You are you, but more. You are another, but not. You look to your hands, your belly, your feet. Flesh you don't know, molded into unfamiliar shapes. You cradle your aching head, where another's memories and wisdoms mix with your own. Your fingers trace a line from your head to your face, feeling not the creases of the mask, but the porous surface of new skin. You lower your arm, blink twice, and step forward in this new guise.
I must say, I was hoping to... Lacking skin, however, they are infuriating when they get it... I must say, I was hoping... Lacking skin, however, they are infuriating when they get in one's skull. I must say, I was hoping to... Lacking skin, however, they are in... Well, of course it is. It was crafted with care. 100% ethically harvested from mortals, too. The quality is second to none. Up to a point, certainly. They are frightfully loud, but the selection afterwards is quite good. The faces are often what you might call fixer-uppers, but they're young and quite serviceable, if you get them before the flies do. Poison is preferred, of course. No marks to the face, the subject can be of any age, and death is often quite peaceful. Not for them, of course, but it's significantly more relaxing for me. Oh. You simply wait until the creature is dead, preferably of natural causes. Although that does limit your choices somewhat. You may end up with quite a few sagging faces. I will never understand why you have so readily accepted aging, or digestion. They are frightful pastimes. Given enough time, I could walk... I must procure a quick... Something which seems unlikely in the depth...
I've spotted something.
Can you feel it, human? Tell me what you feel. You understand then? Ashes and bone litter the island, but where death comes, life rise in the sweetest sense, flourish in the deepest tombs. Tell me, do you like roses? In that case, I think you would appreciate the blackest of roses. Look deep in the earth to the southeast, where the revolting seeds the rapturous. A dark figure wanders there. She understands these roses, why they take root. Allow the figure within to guide you, traveler.
Finally kicked the bucket this in. Didn't think I'd miss his grumbling and boasting, but spirit like that leaves a big hole when it's snuffed out. Rest his soul.
Food.
Watch yourself.
Ain't fit for beasts.
Got it.
Care for those seeds, my friend. The powerful foster life.
You won't regret keeping those friends of yours at your right hand. Trust me.
Tides in and out and in again. Plan. Tides in and out and in again.
You won't regret keeping those friends of yours at your right hand. Trust me.
Tides in.
This hole is too small for you to squeeze into.
Something isn't right here. It could be an ambush.
Our shield speaks, Quercus!
Mody's place. No grown-ups allowed. Except heroes.
Marcus, our shield has gone mad! My, the giant takes...
The frogs are gone. The children shall be safer. I see the good in you. Look around you.
You are her son. We have helped.
You go. You go. You survive the journey. I see it.
Ah, my unlikely friend. What do you need? I hear of no escapes.
You're back! And you brought... But who's this?
Wither, this is my new friend. He's really smart.
Please, small child, leave me to my ruminations.
But he's really nice. And tall.
Why? A grown friend? You brought an adult here? Good. Good gods. Can it be?
Go on. Go on. Don't be shy. Talk to Wither.
You! Tell me true. Stand you with the Source Hunters, or do you serve the tyrant Brachus Rex? A 1,000 years? Gods, the walls of this pit have leached a whole millennium from me. I haven't seen a living soul in all that time. What a strange notion. A wicked king, it was. Brachus Rex by name. The Order of the Source Hunters discovered a great horror upon this prison isle, and I was sent to stop it. Yet my failure was absolute. I am not fit to bear the insignia of the Source Hunters. Please, good sir, you must free me. Prise this spear from my chest, where it has been stuck fast for the last 1,000 years. Seize the spear. Please, good sir. The spear. Seize it and...
I'm stuck fast. I'm stuck fast. I'm stuck fast. I got it.
Good sir. You've set my body free. Free to crumble to dust at last. But my spirit... Blast! I remain trapped in this mouldering skeleton yet. I have heard of such magic, but have never known anyone so foul as to employ it. Brachus Rex. May maggots lace his end. After he interred me in this cell, he must have drawn my very soul away from me and stored it elsewhere in the fort. Thus he has bound me entirely to the month. But I know this place well. I could lead you to its likely location. In turn, you would find a path straight out of this fort. My freedom? Marvelous, my friend. Marvelous. You'll first have to get inside the fort itself. There's a secret switch on a statue of the Seven in the courtyard. The switch will open a hatch, and you'll be led into the prison's main floor. I suspect that within Brachus's phylactery room, you will find the container which ensnares my soul. He has likely disguised it well, but search there for another hidden switch. Brachus would have made me a supplicant, a slave to these walls. With your help, I'll die. At last. With dignity. I was fully briefed about this awful place before I came. My goal was to destroy the fiend who had been marshalling the world's most unwholesome weapons and magic into an army he intended to use against the realm. I never thought I would become one of his victims. And yet, here I am. Fort Joy is a dangerous place, my friend. Dangerous indeed. Brachus used this place to build and here he and his researchers crafted punishments and snares contrary to human dignity. Objects that could contain souls, wands that could purge the very essence from sorcerers. My order would never have used such barbaric magic against our enemies. Good sir, you've set my body. You'll first have to get inside the prison itself. There's a secret switch on the switch will open a hatch, and you'll be... Brachus would have made me a supplicant.
Wither is free! Now we can be happy! Now we can get out! When I grow up, I want to be a hero like you. You're a real hero. Not oh here, take this. It'll show you how to find my secret fort and my treasure chest. So here's your last quest. If you can find a way up, you can...